The growing fears of wider escalation in West Asia after device explosions were reported in Lebanon a day after Lebanon was coming in terms with the pager explosions that killed 12 people and injured 2,800. Another explosion killed 20 people. This time the explosions took place in the walkie-talkies and handheld radios in 3 areas of Lebanon. Well, the device explosions in Lebanon raises multiple ENT questions. Number 1, are we heading to cyber warfare? And number 2, what is the risk of a wider war? To answer all this and much more, we're now being joined by Professor David Dunn. He's the Professor of International Politics in the Department of Political Science, and he's joining us live from England. Thank you for joining us on We On Live Conversation, Professor D. Now first up, 2 device explosions in Lebanon. Do you think that we are perhaps moving away from conventional warfare and entering a space of cyber warfare?
Yes, this is certainly a deviation from the traditional exchange of rockets, and what we have here is a situation whereby Israel appears to have intercepted the importation of these devices into Lebanon and inserted explosives into these devices, and then they've been waiting for an opportunity to explode them by sending a telecommunications signal to these devices to explode them. This is not, of course, what we mean by cyber warfare, which is a software attack. But it is an extension beyond traditional forms of warfare, and of course it is also most importantly indiscriminate, and we've seen lots of individuals killed across the pizza, and of course also innocent people including children killed in this attack. So it is a deviation from traditional forms of attack. It is discriminate, but it's not cyber warfare.
Let's also talk about how the devices were obtained by Hezbollah. Now we spoke about 2 device explosions in Lebanon. 2 farms, one based in Taiwan and Hungary, have been accused of manufacturing the pages and the walkie-talkies. However, both have denied the responsibility.
Yes, the origin of this technology is very interesting, and of course, given that both manufacturers have denied this, that's no surprise, because they don't want to be associated with their technology being used in this way, or indeed their supply chain being infiltrated by the Mossad in a way to allow them to place explosives in. This I mean ordinary. It's important to say that ordinary pages and ordinary mobile devices are not a threat, because they can't explode unless they have explosives put into them by them being intercepted and interfered with by the Israeli Secret Service.
Right now Israel has not commented or reacted on the device explosions in Lebanon, but a day before the pager explosion, Israeli Defense Minister Yoav Gallant said that we are entering a new phase of war. Do you perhaps think that it withholds with the war moving from Gaza to the northern side right now?
Certainly the rhetoric has stepped up considerably. It's not just this attack with these devices. Israel has demanded that Hezbollah stop attacking northern Israel, and it's increased rhetoric, it's increased its attack, and of course it's also moved its military forces to its northern border to put pressure on Lebanon now. Whether that results in there being Lebanon stopping to attack Israel, or whether Israel then crosses the border and escalates the world war. Further is the matter of speculation. There's great concern that Israel, emboldened by the success of these attacks as it sees it taking out Hezbollah's communication network and attacking Hezbollah operatives, they may feel this is an opportunity for them to actually attack a weakened Hezbollah, and we may see an escalation in the conflict as a consequence.
I just coming to the point you made there about the risk of escalation in West Asia here has now to retaliate against device explosions, pinning the blame on Israel both, Hezbollah and Hamas. I want to seek your assessment as to what kind of retaliation can one expect.
Well, there are prospects that, for the last year we have had the prospect of this being a wider war, whereby, Lebanon, is used as a base, for Hezbollah to attack with hundreds of missiles against Israel, but we don't know whether that's likely to happen. There are many reasons why Hezbollah has been hesitant to do so, not least the position of Hezbollah, being weakened politically within Lebanon, and many of the sponsors of Hezbollah saying that actually they wouldn't support the rebuilding of Lebanon if it is destroyed in a war between Lebanon and Israel, but we just don't know whether this war will escalate, but there are dangerous signs that it might.
Last question to you, Professor Dan. How do you think us will be navigating all of this, keeping in mind that it has clearly said, Washington has clearly said that it was not aware of the explosions in Lebanon?
Yeah, it's very interesting that the American administration has been distinct itself from these attacks as saying that had no knowledge of whatsoever, and that is part of the wider diplomacy of trying to reassure the other Middle Eastern nations that actually America is working for peace and working to keep a lid on this. America has been very successful over the year in keeping this war limited within the confines of Israel, more or less, but whether it can continue to do so is open to speculation, but they have been successful to this point, and we should draw some comfort from that. Thanks for watching this video.